Since 1944, the heart of World War II, only 5 teams have had winless seasons in the NFL. The 1960 Dallas Cowboys at 0-11-1, the 76 Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 0-14, the 1982 Baltimore Colts at 0-8-1, the 2008 Detroit Lions at 0-16, and most recently the 2017 Cleveland Browns at 0-16. We've never seen a team go 0-17. However, there are some teams that are currently on pace to do so. Obviously, it's very unlikely that it will happen. Only 5 teams have done it since World War II, since Hitler was doing whatever he was up to. No good, in my opinion. Guy was a jerk. Shout out to Norm Macdonald. Anyway, Patriots, Chargers, Broncos, Bengals, and Texans in the AFC are winless currently. Only 0-2. And then in the NFC West, the Cardinals, of course, the Vikings, Bears, who are a disaster right now, and the Panthers are also winless. But it's basically, I won't say impossible, obviously, but it's highly improbable that a team will go winless over the course of a season, but it's also basically impossible that a team will go undefeated over the course of a season and then through the playoffs. Of course, only the 1972 Dolphins have ever gone undefeated in the regular season and the entire postseason. And the Patriots did win a record, 17, 18, 19 in a row? No, they went 18-1. They lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. So Was it 19-1? I think no, because it was 16-game season. So they went 18-0 and then lost to my New York Football Giants in the Super Bowl. So that's, I think, the longest single season win streak in NFL history. But today, as you can tell from the title and thumbnail, we are going to go 0-17 and then turn that into 17-0, and the video is not going to end until that happens. This video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy, who's actually been quite good to me lately. I tweeted out this pick'em entry. If you follow me on Twitter, link is down in the description. You would have seen this, you would have been able to grab it, and you would have been able to win. Things have been going pretty well, even the insurance cash earlier. That's why you do insurance sometimes. Matt Breida was wrong on, but still won a couple of bucks. If you live in any of these yellow states, you're eligible to play Pick'em. If you live in one of the light gray states, you can still do Best Ball, which is just a more typical fantasy football draft, and then they set your lineup for you for the rest of the year. These are my early picks for Sunday's games. Now, these numbers are subject to change for higher or lower, so be hesitant of that. I took these at these numbers for a reason, and I'm sure I'll be tweeting out others and maybe even have them in videos, maybe Friday or Saturday, so keep on the lookout for that. But Nico Collins higher, 52.5 receiving yards. Jerome Ford higher, 44.5 rushing yards. Javonte Williams higher, 49.5 rushing yards. And Baker Mayfield higher, 33.5 attempts against Philadelphia. I made one more. It's a 5-man. I did insure it. This one has Rashad White lower rushing yards against Philly, who's so good against the run. So, tail at your own risk, but this is what I'm going with. We'll probably have a few more over this weekend. Stay on the lookout, and thank you to Underdog for sponsoring this video. When you use code BENGAL, you can get a deposit match now up to $500 over the next couple of weeks. So use code BENGAL for a deposit match up to $500, an increase from $100. Huge deposit match when you use code BENGAL, and thank you to Underdog for sponsoring this video. And I know it's a different situation, different skill sets, but I'm talking on vibes only, all right? Jonathan Gannon has the most, not going to be a head coach of the Cardinals for a long time vibe, just period. It reminds me of Adam Gase. I just think they seem weird. That might end up aging badly. Jonathan Gannon turns his team into a Super Bowl contender, but I don't think he passes the vibe check. I know that's so, not football analysis at all. And it doesn't have to be. Something's off. So, of course, this is not going to be a hyper-realistic rebuild. We're trying to go 17-0, and in order to do that, we've got to go pretty crazy. And that's going to mean trading a lot of players on this team. Obviously, we're going to keep some. Like a guy like Paris Johnson Jr., there's no point to trade. He's 22 years old. He's a higher overall. He's a rookie with a hidden dev trait on the offensive line. We're going to keep him. But we're going to pretty much completely gut and butcher this team. And I don't know how long it's going to take to go 17-0. This team really is pretty awful, as you can see. I probably could have picked an easier team to work with, just trading everyone for first-round picks. But we want a bit of a challenge. We want a team that's actually in rough shape, and the Cardinals certainly are. So we're going to trade Kyler Murray. We're going to trade Hollywood Brown. We're going to trade DJ Humphries. We're going to trade Budda Baker. We're probably going to trade I mean, Zach Ertz, obviously, Rondell Moore, but probably going to trade Zaven Collins. And let's try to get a bunch of first-round picks. We could potentially move those for players. We might just... The smart thing to do might just be trading down in year one in the draft, unless somebody, like, insane is there. So, we'll see. But let's go ahead and make some trades. Let me rip a quick training camp, see if I can get Kyler Murray's value up just a little bit. Again, we're going to have to be a little bit weird if we're going to go 0-17, and then, of course, go back to 17-0. I'd like to go 17-0 every rebuild. Nice catch. This team sucks. But it just doesn't work out like that most of the time, you know? Or, like, almost any of the time. I have gone 17-0 in Madden 24 already. I believe it was, spoiler alert, in the 20-year Bucks rebuild, I think. But that team, it took me 20 years to build, right? So, in order to get that team quickly, we're going to have to be a little bit insane. And in order to do that, got to get picks, got to get value, and got to trade Kyler Murray for hopefully a lot. I don't know that we're going to be able to get a lot, but obviously hoping for a lot. We'll see if it happens. That double bullseye is absolutely huge. We wouldn't have had gold anyway, I don't think, unless we hit the double bullseye or got, you know, really close to it, obviously. Huge multiplier. I love when they stack the targets right on top of each other. It's just like, thanks for the free points. So Kyler Murray really just didn't have even close to the value that I expected him to. DJ Humphries, Kyler Murray, and Will Hernandez, as well as 2 third-round picks this year and a 4th, gets us a 1st this year and next year from the Titans. I wanted more value for Kyler Murray. I guess it's just probably lack of superstar dev. Maybe he's not a high enough overall. QBs go for a ton in Madden 24 with the trade finder, but couldn't really get any decent pick offer for him at all. We could get some decent players. You know, DJ Moore was an offer, but it doesn't really, you know, work with what I'm going for here. I think Buda Baker could potentially fetch a similar return to Kyler Murray, which is just insanity, and we're getting some of the same offers in there. It's just insane because, all right, great player, 90 overall superstar, development, strong safeties, 27. He wouldn't even go for close to what Kyler Murray would get back, which, I mean, you know, for better or worse, that is how the NFL works, and I don't think it's a problem. I mean, Kyler Murray, probably an underrated quarterback at this point. 79 overall seems just a touch low for someone that is clearly one of the best, you know, 12 or 15 QBs in the league, maybe more when he's playing at his top level. But, you know, QB is such a valuable position. Buda Baker, it's so funny to see what he's going to get. It's going to be like a first-round pick from somebody, and maybe even more. Okay, Buda Baker, Zaven Collins, a 1st in 2026, so 3 years from now, or 3 drafts from now, a 3rd this year, a 5 this year, and a 3rd in 2026. Gets us 2 first-round picks from the Bears. So that's the Bears' first-round pick, hoping that they're bad, and the Panthers' first-round pick, hoping that they are bad. Although they're usually a team that simulates pretty well. Still think I'm going to hold on to that pick anyway. And it's so funny with this Cardinals team. There's not really a whole lot to gut. You know, there are good players on this team, obviously. Even the worst team in the NFL, and maybe that is the Cardinals, they have good players. It's just not enough, obviously. And we're going to continue to try and trade some of these guys. I might hold on to Jalen Thompson. We'll see. This would be a really bad return for Ertz, Hollywood, and Rondell Moore. I mean, Damone Clark and a day 3 pick next year and a 7th rounder this year? Probably not. Okay, Hollywood Brown, Zach Ertz, and Dennis Gardeck, who actually I think is up to 3 sacks already. And a 3rd round pick in 2025. Gets us a 2024 first from the Lions. They're usually a team that simulates pretty badly. So I think that pick's going to end up being pretty valuable. I'm not going to end up taking all these picks unless the draft is amazing, obviously. But these picks will be traded for players and or picks next year. We'll have to see what happens. James Conner, Kelvin Beachum, Kaiser White, a 2nd round pick next year and a 5th round pick this year. Gets us a 1st round pick from the Vikings. So essentially taking that 2nd rounder and then trading up and then throwing in a bunch of players. Pretty much is what happened there. Still trying to decide who actually ends up making the team and who should we just get rid of that actually still will have value? I think I want BJ Ojulari. Always want BJ, right? Can't always get, but, you know, we want. Rondale Moore. He's 23 years old. I don't know. I think there's something to develop there. I think we probably just hold on to him. I think this is honestly going to be the team. Do any of these quarterbacks have any value? I know the Cardinals, of course, traded for Josh Dobbs in real life, but nobody seems to want him here in the game. I guess that makes sense to me. Can I get a second round pick if I throw in a bunch of other things? Not even close. That makes sense. Ooh, barely got gold. Last throw gets an upgrade for Trey McBride. And I don't really think we're going to be doing a lot on defense here for the training camp. Like, maybe trench battle with BJ Ojulari. But that's probably going to be it. A lot of these players just are not going to be here, probably including BJ Ojulari, but at least this could get his trade value up. Maybe he has a big year. Hopefully we still just go 0-17 anyway. It'd be really annoying if we didn't. But we're hoping to go 0-17. I think we will. We have Josh Dobbs at QB. It's going to be bad. Do have a camp standout for BJ Ojulari. I think it came up around preseason week 3. We got him a play rec upgrade, but now if he has a big game, we can actually get him up to probably superstar development. Now, probably won't happen. There's a possibility. I think in a game that you're probably going to lose, which we are, it's really, really tough to get those goals accomplished. So, I mean, this is the team. Harris Johnson's currently starting at both left and right tackle. I can see that being an issue. There's the actual team. It's bad. We do have Marlon Mack, former Texas Longhorn, Keontae Ingram. And then defensively, it's a bad group. It's a bad team. LJ Collier, headlines of the defensive line. Lee Kaifotu in there. Jalen Thompson in the secondary. I mean, yeah, it's not a great group. We've butchered this team a little bit, but, you know, what's crazy about it is we really haven't even moved that many players. This is mostly what the Cardinals look like. Mostly. We've traded like, what, 5, 6 players? Maybe 7? Midseason mark, we are 0-7. The number 32 scoring offense scoring just 2.8 points per game on average, and the number 32 scoring defense. This has been, not a great season for us, I think you'd agree. Lost 52-3 at the Commanders. Kept it close-ish against the Giants. Only lost 28-7. Cowboys 58-0. Scored 0 points back-to-back weeks. 35-0 against the Rams. 55-0 at the Seahawks. Yeah, not great so far. And that will continue. Some of our best players are going to be free agents. I said, it's funny because Chris Barnes is our best player right now, and he's not exactly amazing. So we are going to trade him. See if we can get anything back for him. I would take a couple of mid-round picks back. That wouldn't be the worst thing for me. Trading Chris Barnes, Lee Kaifotu, Clayton Tune, a first this year, projected to be number 18, a fourth next year, and a second in 2026 gets me a first from the Colts, projected to be number 9. So a slight trade up there for us, and we will simulate to the playoffs, which I would anticipate not being a part of. And we did go 0-17. We averaged 4.9 points per game. That was 32nd. We were last in the league in passing yards per game and rushing yards per game and defensive points per game allowed at 48. However, we were only 26th in defensive passing yards per game allowed. We did allow 175 on the ground, though, which admittedly is not great. Go ahead and see the schedule here. Of course, didn't force any wins, although I guess I could have. But it kind of defeats the purpose of trying to go 0-17. And we kept it close against the Rams. 20-28. Oh my goodness. And then we went on a stretch of not scoring a point for a few games in there and allowing over 70 to the Steelers and 49ers. And kept it close against the Seahawks in Week 18 as well. 21-31 was that final. But yeah, we did go 0-17. We stink. These are our final numbers. Josh Dobbs had 1 attempt for 9 yards. And we signed Nick Foles, apparently. That's okay. Don't really know why that's the case. Amari DiMarcado ended up being our starting running back. He averaged 2.7 yards per carry on 140 attempts. Did score 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Zach Pascal led the way. I really would have wished that to be Rondale Moore. But yeah, these numbers are not particularly impressive. Plenty of tackles for Garrett Williams and Marco Wilson. Did we have any interceptions? Ooh, Kayvon Wallace had 5. 3 for Garrett Williams. Quarterback sacks, 6.5 for Carlos Watkins. 4.5 for BJ Ojolari. All right. Enough with this pain of 0-17. Our next goal, 17-0. That one probably will be a lot more difficult if I had to bet. Wow, Chargers beat the Packers in the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson wins MVP. Bijan Robinson and Will Anderson get Rookie of the Year. Lamar Jackson and TJ Watt, Players of the Year on offense and defense. Garrett Williams upgraded to Star Dev. He won Defensive Rookie of the Year for the NFC, apparently. Okay. Do we have Garrett Williams in our future plans now? I suppose it's possible. Or we could trade him, is probably more likely. In order to go 17-0, you just can't have 78 overall starting, which is what he's not even up to yet. So we need really, really, really good players. Probably will trade him, but no guarantees yet. We'll have to see. Kayvon Wallace got up to Star Dev as well. I mean, we'll re-sign him probably with the idea of trading him. A low-risk offer. I mean, cap penalty is not going to be a problem for us right now. So if we trade him, whatever. We're already suffering from trading Kyler Murray enough. So, I mean, it's not a problem to go ahead and take on even more. Still have $87 million in available salary cap. That's not an issue at all. So if there are good players here in free agency, we will be signing them. I will overpay. But they still have to be a good age where it makes sense. Josh Allen, yes. We have a 0% win percentage. So a lot of guys don't really want to come play for the Cardinals. But Josh Allen, I think, is going to be somebody that we want. I think I have my offers in. We are targeting, let's see here, Josh Allen, Grant Delpit, and Jordan Brooks. All pretty young. Allen being 27 is a little bit more concerning, but he has signed. Josh Allen, Grant Delpit, and Jordan Brooks, all defensive players. And you could say all at different levels of the ball if we're moving Josh Allen down to defensive end, which in a 4-3, that's what he would play. So we've upgraded everywhere on defense. Offense is still a mess. Defense is still a mess. And we got to focus our attention toward the draft. Part of what makes a 17-0 team is being under the salary cap. We just spent huge money in free agency. So we don't really have a ton of money. We have to draft effectively and develop effectively. This is the draft class. Nobody looking like especially generational or anything. They could be still very good, right? But I'm not seeing any all A's like I was hoping for. There could be some great players in here, not saying there are not. But I want someone that's going to be a true, like, immediate difference maker. We have so many first-round picks. I don't want to just trade down and get all picks next year. But that is a possibility, depending on how strong this draft class appears to be. Speed rusher with a block shed, I like the look of a lot. Seems to be a very good athlete. It's just, his finesse moves is only a B. Which, I don't know, doesn't really excite me. But he's a speed rush archetype. I don't know that I've seen something like that before. I might just scout some of these safeties. The safeties look like they could end up being really, really good. And, I mean, I'm not opposed to drafting a safety, obviously. You guys know that if you've seen Lions franchise. I drafted a ton of safeties in that series. I'm just all about drafting the best player that I can. And if that's going to be a safety, that's what I'm going to do. And here's another one. 3 safeties. Yeah, that'll help us go 17-0. We pick at 1, 3, 4, 7, 11, 14, 16. And is that it? That's pretty nice, though. All of our picks in the first half of the first round. But I'm not going to be taking all of them. And if I'm not blown away by this draft class, which I'll tell you right now I'm not, we could just opt to trade those picks for players. And the number 1 overall pick has a ton of value. or get a huge haul of draft picks in return. That could also be smart. I'm not taking this pick at number 1. It's just way too valuable. And you'll see that when we have the option to trade away our picks here. The Raiders will offer a couple of first-round picks. The Patriots will offer 3. We'd have to move down to 19. So the offers are tremendous. The Vikings are offering Justin Jefferson and a swap of first-round picks. Okay, that's interesting. What if I just remove that and did this? So it's close. Justin Jefferson would be a pretty good get for our team. That would not be bad. Now, I would be willing to give them more value, depending on who we can get. They have to be young enough because we're going to have to develop them. So I don't really have any interest in a 29-year-old or higher. Christian Darrisaw, this is not going to go through. I just want to see where we are. Christian Darrisaw could be a big ad. Very young, very good. Jordan Addison, I think I just prefer... Well, I don't even need to add a draft pick. Let's do number 1. And well, I only have first-round picks. I don't know that I need to give up another first. What about like a 4th in 2026? How about a 2nd this year? And that might go through. And I get like a 4th. How close is that? Okay, I'll take away the 4th. That still doesn't go through. And then a 4 in 2026. Still doesn't go through. I might have to add a 1st. And then get like a pick swap or something for them. So 16. And then I'll take a 2025 first rounder. And that's going to be what ends up going through for us. Or just about, right? We'll add a 4 in 2026. They're still not moved by that. And then a 6 in 2026. And they're still not offering or accepting it. It's so close. Just accept it. Finally. You know the details. Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw, and we get a 1st next year. Big moves for us. Vikings move up to number 1. We still pick at number 3 and 4. So we're still in a perfect spot as the 2 edge rushers go off the board. But getting Justin Jefferson, Christian Darrisaw, way worth it. In order to go 17-0, we are going to need a really good quarterback. I'm not enamored by any in this draft class. So it's still going to be an issue. Still going to be an issue for us. Sean Slater would give us a really good tackle. Devontae Smith would be a nice add. Is Tariq Woolen already going to be 25? Oh my goodness. He's already, what, older than Tyson Campbell? I guess they're only 1 draft class apart, right? Or no, actually 2. I think Tyson Campbell is 2021. Whereas Tariq Woolen was 2023. That's why you gotta, draft younger players. But Tariq Woolen is also really good, so you'd be happy to have him. I'd like to counter this Jags offer. I don't need these late picks. Trevor Lawrence is not going to be somebody I can trade for. Actually, he might be. What if I gave you 3 and 4? Oh my goodness, I can definitely get Trevor Lawrence. Okay, that kind of changes things. What if I took out that 2nd rounder? 1 and 11 plus something next year. Maybe. How about just a future 1? Not close. Okay, we're gonna figure something out here. It might just end up being 3 and 4. I think is what probably gets it done. This would be a huge trade for us. Now I don't even have to draft a QB. We just get a really, really good one with superstar development, only 24 years old. And they're always so close to accepting these, and they just won't do it. They're so close. How many 7th rounders do you want? Take all of them. Oh, it's going to put them over the salary cap. Okay. How do we deal with that? I don't think we can. Yeah, we sadly cannot do this trade. It's just, it doesn't work for their salary. Can I figure out a way around that? I'm working on it. Would it put us over the salary cap or them? I think them, right? Because of the cap penalty with trading Trevor Lawrence, I would guess. Let me just take on some of these contracts. I don't really want to give up like a 1st round pick or anything to do it. Maybe I could do it in chunks. Take Strange out, add Trevor Lawrence in, and then add the picks. Number 3 is not going to be enough. Shoot. Well, now I don't want to give them number 4 if I can't get Tyson Campbell as well. No, I mean, it's just going to be... It's not going to be worth it. We got to figure out another way. Okay, it's going to be number 3 and number 33 for Tyson Campbell and a first and a second round pick next year. Probably could have done better in that. Also could have just prioritized Trevor Lawrence. But I think it might be more prudent to just draft a QB. The problem with that is we need the draft to produce a good quarterback, which is proving to be maybe slightly difficult so far. Okay, we're trading number, is this 4? And number 14, it's 4 and 14 for a first next year from the Bears and Tremaine Edmonds. Tremaine Edmonds is really expensive, but we're also not paying a lot of that contract. We're going to have to extend Justin Jefferson and Tyson Campbell, by the way. But when you look at Tremaine Edmonds here, we are not really paying him that much over the next 3 years, only $500K in 2024. Obviously, that will go up, but no bonus, because obviously the Bears are paying all of that. So with all these players that you trade for, they're not like free, but they are extremely cheap in comparison to players that you actually have to pay yourself. Malcolm Foote looks good out of Auburn. A zone coverage, B hit power. Ran very well. That could be another safety for us. And it looks to be a good class. I mean, Jawan Flynn from Auburn here looks to be quite good as well. Not quite as fast, but the ratings are definitely quite good. Oh, wow, that just went straight through. Okay, so it's number 7 for the Dolphins' first and second round picks next year and a second round pick this year. So now all we have left is number 11. And now I'm wondering if we could have actually had more value for that pick. I guess it's possible, but I felt like we got a pretty good return on it. And now we're going to go ahead and take the safety. All of them look pretty good, to be fair. Vernon Bankston also looks quite good. I just think that Malcolm Foote looks the best. B hit power, man coverage, just whatever. He is 23. B tackle, A zone coverage, really good athlete. Welcome to the team. Hidden development, 91 speed, good acceleration and agility. I think that's the first player we've actually drafted so far. The rest have been used in trades, either for current players, future picks, a number of different ways we've gone about this. And I know it's a little convoluted right now, but I think it's going to be the best for us long term. And now I'm wondering, do we just take a shot on a QB? That's certainly a possibility. Tracy Pendleton from Oregon State just doesn't do enough for me. The accuracy is good. I don't know that the arm's amazing. Definitely look to be a good player. Definitely. But I want great players if I can. And Trey Little actually looks really good. Route running's not amazing. Catching is amazing. And he's a good athlete. Could be a good pick here in the second round. So could Matt Clifford. I mean, a couple of 6'3" corners. If Matt Clifford ran well, I might be in. He has elite speed. I'm going to draft him. Not even hesitate. Normal dev, that kind of sucks. But 95 speed, 92 acceleration. Elite speed with good attributes. He's going to end up being a pretty high-rated player. I would bet, 75 plus on him. Everyone always says, oh, complete L if you get a normal dev player. It's completely out of whoever drafting. It's completely out of their control, right? You can take a higher overall player. What are the odds that you're going to get hidden dev? It's tough to say. Would you rather have the higher overall player in the draft or draft someone who looks worse on the off chance that they're going to have a better development trait? I don't know. It seems like that would be going about it the wrong way. But, sometimes you get lucky that way, I guess. As we've done quite well, Malcolm Foote is an 82 overall safety with 86 zone coverage. Block shedding's not great, but he seems to be pretty well-rounded. Not the fastest in the world, but fast, for sure. Is 23 years old already, but already is an 82 overall. And then Matt Clifford's a 77. Great speed, great coverage, great agility at that size as well. And he is the number 75th ranked corner, putting him already in the top 16% of CBs, and he was a second-round draft pick for us. And we did get a QB. Johnny Worth out of Old Dominion. Probably not going to use him long term, but he might be our starter this year. All right, check this out. Look how bad it looks. Bang. Oh, still pretty bad. We mainly upgraded the defense, but obviously we don't really have a quarterback still. And then defensively, it looks way better. Not amazing yet, but way better. I mean, BJ Ojulari, once again, is the training camp standout. We got him a boost. It's going to raise his trade value, which is what I'm going for. Again, if you're going to build a 17-0 team, you can't have just fine players at positions. You have to have the best of the best in the entire league at these different spots. So that's what we're going for. Slot upgrade for Tyson Campbell. If you want man coverage to go up, it's always the move to just go slot. +2 man and +1 to speed. It's a really nice upgrade. Tyson Campbell's going to be CB1 for this team more than likely. If we can go out and get Jalen Ramsey, that might not be a bad move for us either. We are a better team, but the bar is set so low. We still don't have a quarterback, so we're still kind of playing for that really high draft pick. That's what we're going for. We still have multiple first-round picks this year. Some of those, of course, will be traded for players, as I mentioned. But if there's a good quarterback available in the draft, that's what we're going to go after as well. So we'll see. Don't see any, or I was looking at the top one there. There's 3 quarterbacks in the top 10. Show me quarterback as a strength. Okay. Wide receiver and QB. We got to get a wide receiver QB scout. Hopefully there is one at 3-star. There might not be. There might not be. 2-star, like that's fine. But I want a 3-star that can do quarterback and wide receiver. Does not exist. All right. We're going to hire the 2-star quarterback and receiver. And then 3-star, I don't know, maybe just wide receiver and then something else, obviously, but not QB. I just think a lot of the time it doesn't make sense to make your national scout the one that scouts quarterback. There are so few of them. So if you ever want to increase, you know, what you know about them, just assign a quarterback area scout, right? Or just use your focus points on them at week 11 or that final week of the offseason. Doesn't make sense to, you know, waste it on QB trying to find out about 3 or 4 players when at corner and receiver there might be, you know, 20 combined that you might be interested in. We were 0-1 in week 1. BJ Ojulari did not get the upgrade. When will we get our first win? We still have a really bad quarterback and offense, so it might not be here either. But again, we're focusing on the next season, right? Because we still need that QB. And we're going to go ahead and set the focus scouting for each of these regions. You can do it for quarterback, right? For these different regions. I just wouldn't do it for national. And then, you know, depending on what you want, you know, depending on how the draft class looks at this point, you could change it to be wide receiver or corner. I should check before assigning. I would say that corner is probably less important for us than wide receiver is. Again, corner is one of those positions you can tell a little bit more easily, whereas wide receiver is one of those positions I feel like that you got to know as much as you can about them to know truly how good they're going to be. So I would recommend if you're between 2, probably just go with wide receiver. Mid-season mark. Hopefully we've managed to win a game, and we have. We are 1-6. Our first win comes in 2024, which is okay. No problem with that. We're not trying to go 17-0 this year. I mean, I guess we are, but we're not going to, clearly. But what I'll say is that I actually think things are looking good. When we get a quarterback, things will change tremendously. So we're just kind of playing the waiting game right now, building the rest of the team up. So when we drop the QB in here, we're going to be, you know, ready to rock, essentially. Ready to roll. And +1 speed for Malcolm Foote. He's got superstar depth. Pretty good draft pick already. So being 23 years old, I really don't have a problem with that. You know, usually you'd like to go 21, 22 if available. I'm choosing these randomly. I wouldn't put any stock in what I'm doing there. But, yeah. He's going to be really good. That's our our starting free safety for this thing. And Tyson Campbell and Justin Jefferson going to need to be extended, right? Yeah. They don't want to be here. Are they interested in winning? No. But well, kind of. We don't have a franchise QB. Jefferson we have to keep. We'll pretty much pay whatever. And Justin Jefferson's back. Tyson Campbell probably going to be the same deal. Got to pay a ton to keep these guys around. But Tyson Campbell's really not all that expensive considering how good he is. And then Rondell Moore, I think we should just trade. Okay, Rondell Moore, a 2 in 2025 and a 3 in 2027 gets me Breece Hall. Young, talented running back. Could be on the brink of superstar development with a good year. And we needed a running back pretty badly. Running back actually does matter quite a bit in Madden Simulation. I'm not sure if he's going to be like our end game type running back. There's a possibility. It's an 86. He's 23 years old. I think he's going to be athletic enough, clearly. We just need to, feed him the ball, get him up to superstar dev would be nice, get him into the mid to high 90s. Otherwise, we will probably have to trade him. But yeah, I think that's a good midseason trade for us. I'll actually go to week 11 so I can do the focus players. But other than that, I will see you at the playoffs. We will not be in them, obviously. But, again, it's a grind. Don't have to re-sign anybody either. All right, Gil Brackett from Auburn looks insane. Question is he a great athlete? Answer is, looks like it. Gil Brackett, #1 on our board now. And I don't need to use him as a focus player to know that he's going to be very, very, very good. I do want to get up to 100% on Nolan Walls. I think he's going to be great with that playmaker archetype plus a deep route running. The D catch in traffic could be slightly scary, but I don't think it should be. I think, oftentimes these guys are just better. Like, C catching traffic, D catching, he's still around one talent. They're better than they appear to be at that position. Quarterback, I will admit, still just doesn't look great. We would finish 5 and 12. Obviously a huge step up, but we did get better. The addition of guys like Jacoby Brissett, huge. Johnny Worth also played a little bit. And then Breece Hall ended up having a pretty good, decent season. Justin Jefferson's going to explode offensively. A ton of tackles for Tremaine Edmonds. And look at this. Josh Allen put up 17 sacks, which of course would lead the team. That is probably close to leading the league. And he might be on the road to superstar X Factor, which will be huge for his development, clearly. And I'm loving where this team is going. Still going to have a high pick in the draft. I'm going to get that stud edge rusher, Gil Brackett. It's a crazy name, and I'm all the way in. 2024 season recap. Wow, the Lions beat the Bills by 1 point. Josh Allen won MVP. Jameson Williams, Super Bowl MVP. And there was a quarterback that won Offensive Rookie of the Year, Everett Moran, on the Vikings. I guess Kirk Cousins didn't play, and this might be the only video or show you see where Moran turns into a good quarterback. Should I say moron? Some of you will get that. Some of you will be confused, which is the way I like it. Here we go. Off-season time. I'd like a good draft. I'd like there to be some good free agents available as well. We should have some money. The cap penalty of trading Kyler Murray should have subsided by now. And we have $89 million. I don't think we have to re-sign anybody. So all of that can be used towards free agency. Not all of it, obviously. We don't want to use all of it. But some of that can be used towards free agency. Even if Rashawn Gary is here, I still think I would try to sign him and draft the defensive end as well. We'll see what happens. 89 mil. We need to get better. Offensively, that's where we need to take a big step up. Joel Bitonio could be good for now. He wants to be here. He's 33 years old. Tua is in here as well. I just think that's going to be too expensive for us. 11 other teams trying to get him. So, not going to be a good fit for us. Greg Newsome could be, though. Jed Wills would be a pretty good idea. I was only going to offer him a 2-year deal. So, the fact that he only wants a 2-year deal works out really well for me. That'd be a starting left tackle for us. We can probably even take the money down, come to think of it. Seeing where those other teams are landing with their offers. I think that's going to be a pretty good deal. Left guard, I am going to offer... Ooh. Is it better to just try and get Landon Dickerson. I think it is. I think it's going to be. I'm interested to see how this is going to go. We are targeting Wyatt Teller, Greg Newsome, Landon Dickerson, Jed Wills, and Milton Williams. And we need a defensive tackle so bad. Even one that's not that great would be an upgrade for us. So those offers are in. And we signed Wyatt Teller, Greg Newsome, and Milton Williams. That's a pretty good start for us. 288 overalls, instant starter at right guard in Wyatt Teller. We're kind of building the Browns. Greg Newsome, Wyatt Teller. Didn't end up going after Joel Bitonio, but guess what? We're going after his teammate in Jed Wills. So we are building the Browns. And ironically, historically, if you're trying to go 17-0, probably not the team you want to build after. And I also saw Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in here as well. And I might offer him also. Good scheme fit. Not too expensive for what we're looking for. And all of these players seem like they want to be Cardinals enough. And that's going to be enough for me. Landon Dickerson's still out there. We got JOK. We got Jed Wills. Another Brown and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. We are taking all of the Browns and Landon Dickerson from Bama. That's a lot of money to spend in free agency, but we just got a whole lot better. I need a kicker, and I need a punter. But we're up to an 87 overall. See, Nolan Walls is a top 5 talent who you probably wouldn't guess by seeing D catching traffic. Looks very good. I mean, athletically, nothing special, but the route running is amazing. Nolan Walls could actually be a very, very, very good player. Just even aside from the top 5, right? Even aside from being a top 5 player, still like 80 plus potential in my opinion. Now, what about the QBs? Got Kavanaugh, he's at 95%. Round 3 to 4 and Oscar good. He's Oscar bad. I'm sorry about that. I mean, the only one that even looks okay, just accuracy wise, is Brady Kavanaugh, and the arm's not anything spectacular. What am I going to do about a quarterback? We're going to focus scout 3 of these QBs. Hopefully, I can make something out of one of them. Otherwise, do we trade for one? It feels not smart. Bracket expected to go at number 3 overall. We pick at 5, 7, and 8. There's another bracket. We're going to have to move up. We also pick at 16 and 19. Okay. And 28. Oh, yeah, we're going to have enough ammo to move up. Probably for the receiver and the defensive end. I want number 2 and 3 in the draft, I would say. Trading Garrett Williams, a first in 2025 and another first in 2025. I think it's 5 and 8, as well as a second round pick this year and a 4 and a 5 in 2027 for number 2 and number 9. So it's a slight trade up from 5 to 2 and a slight trade back from 8 to 9. And we should be able to trade up again if we want to. As a tight end goes number 1 overall. I can pretty confidently and comfortably say that's never going to happen. Although you never know, I guess. We're going to take Gil Brackett at number 2. 21-year-old pass rusher out of Auburn. 6'5", 266 with great block shed, power moves, tackle. Physically very, very good. And it should be a beast. Hidden dev, 88 strength, 85 speed, 90 acceleration. Athletically, just based on the height, weight, speed profile, one of the better players I've probably ever drafted. Obviously, the attributes are going to play a big role in how good he actually is, but Gil Brackett looks like a beast. And now I have to trade up from 7 to 3 if I want that wide receiver. And we are hoping we're going to draft an X Factor here. I kind of forgot who picks at number 3. It's not the Texans. They just traded with them. I'll figure it out. You know, I thought it might have been the Giants. I couldn't remember for sure. It's amazing how quickly I can forget when I just saw it. It's like, you know, they say the effect of when you walk through a door. I think there might be a word for it, or a phrase. When you walk through a door and you forget why you did, like what you're going to go get. Probably some of you who have never experienced that, but let me tell you, it's not fun. We're gonna trade. I'd like to trade 9 and 28 to move up to 3, but it might not be enough. Oh, it is. Okay. Never mind. Okay, Nolan Walls, we know is a top 5 talent. We know he's got pretty good athleticism and tremendous route running. Welcome to the Cardinals. Athletically looks really solid. 91 speed, 93 acceleration. And hidden dev, 21 years old. So a long way to develop him. And, I mean, the route running we know is going to be amazing. Probably near 80 plus on all of those. So we're looking pretty good right now. And then with number 7, unless there's like some crazy looking player here that I didn't notice. Oh yeah, the quarterbacks. Shoot. I mean, Kavanaugh's around 2 to 3 talent. Jake Watkins at least is an improviser type. Medium accuracy's not great. He's 23. Does have great throw power. A throw under pressure. Could he just be somebody that I talked myself into? I wish he wasn't 23. It's not a deal breaker. Callum Brooks could be better. I don't like how bad medium accuracy is. A deep, A short, only good throw power, but maybe moves around a bit better. Geez, I don't know. I'm going to say that, you know, all of this essentially means nothing if we don't get a quarterback. I'm going to draft Jake Watkins, I think. These two look pretty close. Watkins has a slightly better arm. Brooks is slightly more accurate and a year younger. It really is, it's tough. It really is a tough call. We're going to go with Jake Watkins. I like the idea of a bigger arm. 92 throw power. I mean, the athletic ratings look really good. Athletically, he's fast enough. Moves really well with great agility, acceleration, change of direction. The fact that he has hidden dev is really pretty nice because it gets us a jump start. He can win Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's going to go up to the next dev trait, whether that's Superstar or Superstar X Factor, or nothing if he already has X Factor. So, seems to be pretty good so far. Took a bit of a chance there. And let's go ahead and see our lineup real quick. So we still have 2 first-round picks in this draft. And quarterback has been solved. Ooh. We're going to move... I have 3 tackles and no center. What do we do with Jedrick Wills? I think we move him to guard and Landon Dickerson to center. He did play center at Alabama, if I recall correctly, which I'm 99% sure he was Alabama's center, at least for a full season. He's going to move to center. Another Alabama offensive lineman, I think they were actually teammates, Jed Wills, will move to left guard. And then we have Wyatt Teller. Paris Johnson Jr. actually did play guard at Ohio State, played right guard for a season. So I guess we could have moved him over as well. But this is fine. Tremaine Edmonds is up to Superstar X Factor. Jordan Brooks is up to Superstar. Delpit is up to Superstar. Foot is up to Superstar X Factor. Allen, if I didn't mention him to start, is up to Superstar X Factor as well. All right, things are going quite well. This next season is going to be a breakout season for us. I think safety's fine with Grant Delpit and Malcolm Foot. Malcolm, I believe. We can trade Jalen Thompson and feel good about it, or he can just be a good backup for us. Our linebackers are all good. We need defensive tackle really badly. I could trade Ojulari to get one or a first-round pick, and then we could move the guy we just drafted to defensive tackle despite being a little light. But I think I probably want to trade Ojulari for a defensive tackle, and then just start the rookie at left end. All right, huge trade. It's BJ Ojulari to team up with his brother Aziz in New York, or New Jersey with the Giants. 3 first-round picks, 2 this year, 1 in 2027, for Dexter Lawrence, a first-round pick from the Giants next year, and a star development young offensive guard that was in last year's draft class. So that's going to do it for this draft. Huge upgrade at defensive tackle. I think we have a huge upgrade at left end on the way as well. Big upgrade at wide receiver. Defense and offense are really coming together. Not only do we have good depth now, we have really good top-end talent. And of course, a new quarterback. I'm hoping he's at least like a 74, 75 overall. Would give us a nice start, but no guarantee on that, obviously. And here we are. We are running low on available salary cap, but that's the problem when you get really good players. And here is the moment of truth. I think this is pretty good. Kill bracket is an 80. We thought he was going to be really good, and he very much is. 81 power moves, 77 finesse moves, 78 block shed. We know the athletic ratings already. 86 hit power, decent traits as well. He seems to be a beast, and he's going to want to re-sign, like warm weather states. Nolan Walls from Clemson is a 79 overall. Route running is all 80s or higher. 80 deep route running, 84 short, 85 medium. Catching traffic's a 76. Not so bad. And athletically pretty good as well. He also seems to like it here. He's a scheme fit. And then Jake Watkins from Arkansas is a 74. The Arkansas quarterback is a bit older than I would want, as I mentioned, but not by much. Accuracy could be better, but it's not terrible. Speed's pretty good. And hopefully that development trait ends up being really nice and he can develop quickly. And even if it's not, we can still just trade him for something, which is probably what I'll consider depending on how he develops. Doug McDowell was a 79 overall tight end, by the way, out of Clemson. So Clemson producing a couple of offensive weapons in this draft class. Honestly, doesn't look anything special. It's the fact that his run blocking is so high, along with having decent receiving numbers. It probably shot his overall up, but I prefer a better athlete. 83 speed's just like fine, I guess, but you know, decent draft class. Nothing like super crazy. But I think everyone's probably curious about the quarterbacks here, myself included. Watkins was the highest overall at 74. And the other one is going to be at least under a 74. Callum Brooks is a 73 from Tennessee. Last pick of the first round at Detroit. What's his dev trait? It is hidden as well. We'll take a look at it. See, throw power was a bit worse. It's at a 90 compared to the 92 that we got. I just think that's a little bit harder to upgrade. He only has star dev. So even if our QB is star dev, I feel like we made the right choice regardless. And then, I mean, there was one other quarterback maybe worth drafting. Brady Kavanaugh was a 72 overall, but that was like what, round 2 to 3, I think it was. Yeah, so they're fine. They're fine. Okay, there is our new quarterback and new wide receiver. I'm liking the way the team looks. I've said that a bunch, but it still is true. Defensive line looks really good. Probably don't need a safety with the X factor. I would say I probably just prefer it on Dexter Lawrence. All right, this is the team for season 3. We finally have a QB, as you see, and our defense looks very good. Milton Williams is also just there, kind of looking like the imposter right now. But I still think we're set up pretty well. We only have one first-round pick this season, so we are going to need to make this season count. I don't think this is a 17-0 team right now. I think we're building in that direction, but obviously not close right now. Not close. Getting closer, but I mean, it takes a lot to go 17-0. You need a very, very good team, and then you need to get very lucky also. So it is tough. I need Gil Brackett to be a difference maker for me. If we can get an X factor out of him, he's not looking like one right now, but if we can get him to be an X factor and have that under contract for 5 years, he's a disaster right now. Oh my, I know I'm controlling. I recognize that. Jeez. Sometimes with these non-speed rush pass rushers, it is hard. And we allowed a pass. That's insane. It's just a bad start. But yeah, if we can get a young X-Factor defensive lineman under contract for 5 years without having to pay him a new contract, whew, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And it's going a lot better this time around. You just really got to chain these moves together. And sometimes, even though you're pressing, you know, the right stick in either direction to initiate a pass rush move, sometimes it doesn't do it. I guess unless you come from the correct angle. I don't know. It's a little bit weird. And this shit is... Jeez. I might put out my best score ever on this particular drill. 39,000? Maybe I've done that before, but I think that's got to be about the highest you can get. I think I had an interception on every single rep except for 1, maybe 2, and 0 passes were completed. But that is training camp. I don't know. We didn't get any dev trade upgrades, which I always am super disappointed about, but we would get some nice overall upgrades. So we'll have a skill point for a quarterback, Breece Hall, Nolan Walls, who we just drafted. Ooh, ability slot for Nolan Walls, meaning he has at least superstar development. Can't see it yet, but anytime you get him upgraded to an 80 or an 85, which if you're getting them upgraded to an 85 and they get an ability slot, well, you know they're probably going to have superstar X Factor already. But hopefully Nolan Walls is an X Factor, not just a regular superstar. But for Gil Brackett, we won't know because he's already an 80. So whether he has an ability slot already, we're not really sure. I think it's 75, 80, and 85. that you could really feasibly get, you know, upgraded to in your rookie season and find out before that snap count gets revealed. But yeah, Greg Newsom's cornrows look, these braids look a little bit weird with the kind of like skull cap or bandana. I can't tell if, I think it's just a bandana actually. Looks so weird. Doesn't look how it looks like in real life at all, in my opinion. I'm no expert. 0-1 in preseason. Not exactly a great start, at least to get some, you know, build that morale. But it doesn't matter. It effectively does not matter at all. All we care about is the regular season. Now, are we expecting to go even 13 or 14 wins here? You know, probably not. But it is possible. I'd be really happy with 11 or 12. We still have a low overall rookie quarterback. He's got to get developed quite a bit. So I'm just trying to figure out, you know, what our window is. Because we're going to have guys that we have to re-sign that are going to be really expensive. And we are going to have a young quarterback, whether he's a rookie or not this season, next year. After that, of course, not going to be a rookie. Still going to be young. Still going to be a lower overall. Doesn't make sense to trade that guy, get a QB that can win right now. Or does it make sense to just, you know, ride it out, keep trying to develop the rest of the team and him, and to keep the band together when we don't maybe have the money to do it? I stopped the sim at week 2. I noticed, or at least I remembered that I forgot to set my slot receiver. I want to make sure it's the rookie to guarantee a dev trade upgrade. We are 2-0 though. So I guess it is possible that we finish undefeated. Strengths of this class are wide receiver and corner. Still positions we could potentially look to draft. Not a for sure thing, but a possibility as always. And we are 6-1 at the midseason mark, not undefeated. We've gone 6-1 plenty of times before, and you fall apart in the second half of the season. Jalen Thompson does have an expiring contract, but he's been playing nickel corner for us. Don't really want to get rid of him, but his man coverage is pretty bad. Probably somebody we should just trade right now. He jumps up to an 84 overall. It costs nearly 15,000 XP to even get another level at this point. So he's got to get traded right now. I like Jalen Thompson a lot, but got to trade him. Is there anyone else I'm definitely not going to bring back? So it's Darisaw, Breece Hall, Trey McBride. We don't have money for this. We really don't have money. Which, oh, that's no good. Gonna have to trade some of these big contracts probably. Not Josh Allen, of course, but maybe Grant Delpit. We have to save money somehow if we're gonna keep this team together. Hall and Darisaw are the tough ones. I know we gave out so much money. I knew this was gonna end up being, you know, maybe a problem. Jalen Thompson has to get traded, and that's going to enable us to trade some other guys or re-sign some other guys. Jed Wills could get moved. It's a possibility. I know I signed him. We're going to take a penalty on that, right? Maybe it doesn't make sense to do that this year. We just got to just hold on. Hold on for long enough. Jalen Thompson is going to at least buy us some time. Actually, let's see these dev traits, by the way. Superstar dev for Nolan Walls. What about the left end who we drafted? Just star. Disappointing. Milton Williams and Jalen Thompson. I want a really good defensive tackle, but I want them to also be young so we can develop them. It's going to be annoying. Trey McBride, I could trade for a better tight end or at least a younger one. And he's not like especially old or anything. It's just that end of his contract. He's 25. Am I going to re-sign him? I don't know. Milton Williams in a 2027 gets me Larry Bradshaw. Was the third defensive tackle on the Commanders, but does have superstar development. So it's Milton Williams with a better dev trade. We had to trade a second round pick to do that. Cleared up some cap space as well. And then Jalen Thompson's got to go. I think getting another corner could be good. We have 3 though. We don't really need to do that. We could just get a pick. Getting a pick back for him actually would be nice. We don't have a lot this year. Johnny Worth might have some value. Might be worth something. Don't want any of those. Let's do this. Jalen Thompson, Johnny Worth, and a second in 2028 gets me J.C. Horn and a third in 2028. J.C. Horn is an immediate upgrade at corner. over Jalen Thompson, who was playing slot corner for us. So I think we just got a whole lot better, and we freed up money. So win-win. Watkins only has star dev, by the way. I mean, shock. It's always star dev. Except for that receiver we drafted. He's got superstar. Avon Wallace is here. Corner looks great. Defensive line is just upgrading. Then we got to put that receiver back in the slot. We are 9-1 right now. We might get as close to 17-0 as you can get without actually getting there. Could be a better quarterback. Would I draft a QB? You know, I don't know. I'm not sure if I would or not. I might draft a receiver. I might draft nothing. Could just trade it out. And we did go 15-2. Very good season with a rookie quarterback who wasn't rated especially well. 74 overall. We got him up to a 75. And then quickly probably got him up close to an 80 based off of a good season going 15-2. Not only is that making the playoffs, it's a first round bye. Josh Allen is crushing it. I am a little bit worried that he's 29 or 28, going to be 29. Maybe not the worst thing. You'd rather have like Micah Parsons, who I tried to trade for, but don't have him yet. Could make a push for it, but I don't know. Jake Watkins had a pretty good rookie year, 4,300 yards, 32 touchdowns, 9 picks. You'd be very happy with that. Breece Hall dominated over 1,500 yards, 24 touchdowns receiving. Nobody over 1,000 yards. Wow. Jefferson close. Nolan Walls close, 7 TDs. Trey McBride, Michael Wilson all over 800. Breece Hall caught the ball a ton out of the backfield. Very odd numbers. Defensively, Tremaine Edmonds had a ton of tackles. 19 for loss for Josh Allen, who also had 16.5 sacks, which led the team. 11.5 for the rookie Gil Brackett. 7 for Lawrence. 3 for Larry Bradshaw. And then 5 picks for Tyson Campbell. That could be enough to push him up to Superstar X Factor. He's already very good. Just 25 years old. Yeah, the team is clearly really, really good. And I think the thing that takes our offense up to the next level, and our defense is amazing, but the thing that takes our offense up to the next level is just developing that quarterback. He's going to probably win Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'd almost bet anything. And alongside that, we'll probably go up to Superstar Dev, maybe even higher, but probably Superstar. And then either his trade value goes up a ton, or we just keep him and develop him. I want to win in the playoffs here, obviously, but it's not the main goal of the video, and we're knocked out already. Okay, nice. Nice. Go 15-2 just to get first rounded in the divisional. Season recap. Expect to see some Cardinals in here. And Gil Brackett won Defensive Rookie of the Year. However, Jeremy Brackett, brothers at wide receiver for the Giants, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, Breece Hall Offensive Player of the Year is actually sick, though. That should get him up to Superstar or Superstar X Factor. What's disappointing is I'm not sure our QB is going to get upgraded. Now, he might, but I don't think there's any guarantee of that. Gil Brackett's going to go up to Superstar, clearly. Very nice that he now has some ability slots. And, I mean, I'll probably just do Power Rusher. Finesse moves isn't bad, but it's just like, he's already a Power Rush archetype. We'll just push him more in that direction. And he just got +2 finesse moves. Now I'm really thinking about it, because Speed Rusher just went up a ton, and I think finesse moves are just better. But Power Rush is a scheme fit, so we're going to go that direction. So Breece Hall, I mean, he had quite the year before becoming a free agent. We want to bring him back. We want to bring back Darisaw. We can pick up the 5th-year option on Paris Johnson Jr. Trey McBride's up to Superstar Dev. So it's really only 3 players that we have to bring back. But I don't like how 23 mil is gonna be split amongst those guys. We're gonna have to restructure some contracts, I think. But we want Christian Darisaw, and now we have no money. He's gonna test free agency. Well, now I'm gonna have to franchise tag him. Breece Hall, we can re-sign. He should re-sign. Don't be weird, Breece. Don't be weird. He is back. 13 mil now. This actually might work out well. We might even not have to do any type of restructuring. Trey McBride is back on a long-term deal. Superstar Dev kind of changed my mind on him a bit. We will pick up the 5th-year option on Paris Johnson Jr., let everybody else go, and then franchise tag Christian Darrisaw. No money now to spend in free agency. We're going to go into the negative right now. It could change when these new contracts lock in next season. But let's see. Where can we save money? Lawrence, but I don't want to do that. Edmonds, Darrisaw, obviously. Jedrick Wills will be done after this next season. Wills, I don't know if I want to trade, but we might just let him walk. Avon Wallace, don't really see the point in moving him. Yeah, all 3 of these top players look really good. Roman White, Brian Dillon, Eric Walton. I don't know. If the quarterback's a top 5 guy, and I'll find out, I might just prefer him. I want to see these dev trait changes. I need the quarterback to go up to superstar for him to have a chance here. And he did. Walls did not go up, of course, but Watkins is superstar dev now. Now, he's only a 79 overall. Accuracy is still a bit shoddy. I know it would seem like a weird kind of like downgrade, go and draft a QB, but I think it might be the right call. Campbell's an X factor now. Yeah, team looks sick. NFL draft time. We have the number 6 pick. No, we have the number 4 pick. It's actually jumped up. So it'd be easier to go up for that QB if we wanted to do that. And he is a top 5 player. The defensive tackle I liked, who we're not going to get, is only a round 1 guy. Brian Dillon, only 21 years old. A deep, A short, A throw under pressure, B medium. Elite throw power. I mean, I have to, right? I have to. Just, I think, a better prospect than the guy we have. And we now have trade value. The only problem is we don't have the money, probably, to move him because we're negative 22 mil right now, which means we need to clear 22 million. Actually, it's negative 11.8 now. We would need to clear that amount in order to even trade the QB. And there is a penalty associated with doing that. I don't know, man. It just seems like I want the better player, so I'm going to do it. Okay, we're going to restructure Justin Jefferson's contract. Adds a bunch of money onto the end of the contract, but gives us more flexibility now. And then it still drops back down in 2030. It's expensive anyways. And then I'm actually going to do the same, I think, with Tyson Campbell as well. Adds $480K to the final 5 years of the contract. And now we'll have a bit more flexibility. I know people are going to question moving on from this QB. He's only a 79. So there's a chance we could draft a QB that is a 79 overall right here. Bears go with the receiver at number 1. And they had Justin Fields, so I didn't really worry about Justin Fields, or I said the Bears taking a quarterback there for that reason. Broncos have number 2. How about Jake Watkins? They can't afford that. Okay, it's going to be 2 first-round picks to move up 2 spots. I really didn't have anything else. They were not budging. So we've moved up to number 2. Didn't trade the quarterback. Couldn't really do it. And we're going to draft Brian Dillon. He's got 2 first names, so I'm a little bit worried about him. And he's full balled at 21 years old. So I know he's experienced. He's been through a lot. And he's our new starting quarterback. He's got normal dev. Oh my God. Why? Top 5 QB in the class. 94 throw power. Normal development. Well, that was a gamble that didn't pay off. Do we just stick with the QB we have? Oh God, I know it's. I told you should have. What if this guy was an 80 overall with superstar X factor? You got to take the chance. He's an 80. He is an 80 overall. He is higher overall than our current quarterback and a worse dev trait. He's an 80. Eric Walton was also an 80. Oh man, it's frustrating. I still think Brian Dillon's going to be our quarterback. I think that's the right move. He's a higher overall. Nice catch. Jesus. I think we can still guarantee a dev trade upgrade pretty much. We have the pieces around him to be successful. I still feel pretty good about it. I'm going down with the ship. That's what's going to happen. Now we missed all those. Cool. We have Nolan Walls here, but I think it's pretty clear we need a good third receiver. Michael Wilson was so utilized last year. and he's just not going to be good enough. I like him in real life. I will say that. If he stays healthy, I think he could end up being a very good player. But I know he's not going to be good enough here in this video, so we got to do better. No dev trade upgrades through an entire training camp again. Getting real used to that. Way too used to that. Okay, new development. Trading Jake Watkins would get me a superstar X Factor. 24-year-old tight end. Is this even going to go through? They're negative 69 million right now. I think that's one of those where you accept it, and they're like, sorry, we actually can't do that. We don't have the salary cap space. I'm 99% sure that's just what would happen if I outright accepted that. It's going to be there again. Let's try it. Nope, can't be accepted. I will, however, take Garrett Wilson and a second in 2029 for Jedrick Wills, Michael Wilson, and Jake Watkins. So there's our really good third receiver. In fact, he's such a good third receiver that he's going to be receiver number 2 ahead of Nolan Walls. 4 years left on his contract as well. And, of course, we're going to have David Pointer slide over to play left guard. He's a lower overall than Jed Wills, but he's actually a guard, which I feel better about. And we could use a backup running back, too. We've got not a whole lot of picks to work with, but we'll sign Isaiah Spiller. Not a bad idea to have a backup running back. He looks completely ridiculous because this game's broken. Hey, 2026. I know I'm going to take some heat for starting this new quarterback, but he's 2 years, or actually 3 years younger now. Plus, he is a higher overall. So it just seemed to make too much sense, in my opinion. We're going to develop him. He's going to have a good rookie season. He's going to get up to at least star development. I'm not really worried about that. Receiving core is fantastic. Offensive line is still quite good, even without Jed Wills. The defensive line's amazing. The defensive backfield is amazing. And the linebackers are at least good enough. What's Jordan Brooks' contract look like? He's 28 years old. Probably not going to develop much more beyond this. Still under contract for a few years. He could be somebody I trade next season if we don't go undefeated here. But we are looking really good right now. 93 overall. I think kicker and punter are good enough. I mean, I think we have a chance. I think we have a real chance. Mid-season mark, we are 4-3. Why? How have we taken such a massive step back? Scored 11 points against the Jets. None of these are even big wins. Okay. Tremaine Edmonds will be a free agent. Christian Darrisaw. Those are the only big two. Nope. Oh, those are fifth-year options, so that's actually fine. Okay. We can't afford either of them. So, the cap penalty is going to be tough. We will have to let one of those guys go. And because we're not going undefeated this season, I might as well trade one of them now. I do have the cap room to be able to do that. I think it's going to be Tremaine Edmonds that has to go. And then we could just still trade Christian Darrisaw. Okay, Tremaine Edmonds, David Pointer, a third in 2028 and a second in 2029. Gets me Jeffrey Simmons and Peter Skoronski. So we are taking on a big contract in Jeffrey Simmons, but he's a monster. So we're going to move him to defensive tackle. It's a big upgrade over who we have there currently in Larry Bradshaw. And he should really dominate alongside Dexter Lawrence. 10-7. I really don't get it. Our offense was really bad, but not through the air. On the ground. I didn't change anything other than who our quarterback is, but we still passed the ball so well. Just Breece Hall didn't do anything. Did we... I don't know. We didn't do anything. I'm not sure why we were so bad, but we were. What a great year, though, for Brian Dillon. 36 touchdowns to 9 picks, threw for over 4,800 yards. He's going to go up to star dev for sure, at least. Breece Hall was still good. Touchdowns went way down, though, and our receiving core was unbelievable. 3 receivers, including the tight end Trey McBride, over 1,000 yards. 14 TDs for Walls. And then defensively, 22.5 sacks for Josh Allen stands out. Gil Brackett at 12. I don't know. Only 4 picks for JC Horn was the entire interception total for our entire team. We only had 4. He had all of them. Weird season. Our defense was still good. Our offense just took a huge step back. We did make it to the Super Bowl, though. So that is nice. Brian Dillon did get upgraded. He has abilities now. So that's got to be straight to superstar. And it is for winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. So I still feel like it was the right decision. And I don't think the reason that we didn't even come close to undefeated was because of him. But, I mean, yeah, brutal season. We did make the Super Bowl, but I don't care. I want to go undefeated. Ooh, Trey McBride also up to Superstar X Factor, by the way. At 26 years old. No, he's our guy. We almost traded for somebody else, but this is our guy. We are Trey McBride stands around here. See if we can beat the Bengals. And yeah, we'll just try to rebound. Go to next season. We're negative 40 million salary cap. Christian Darrisaw is not going to be somebody we can bring back. We did lose the Super Bowl. Brian Dillon, of course, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Josh Allen, Defensive Player of the Year. Joe Burrow wins League MVP. I knew it was going to be difficult. I thought we'd be a lot closer than 10-7 in year 3. We need that salary cap to reset a little bit here and drop, or get significantly closer to 0 would be ideal. And of course, new league year, salaries for the next year change. And they haven't here. We're still way negative. So we're going to pick up 5th-year options, but Darrisaw is going to be gone. Tavon Wallace gone. All the rest of these role players gone. But really the big loss is our starting left tackle. And we didn't get anything back for him either. He's just got to go, which sucks. We don't really have a pick in this draft, so we're going to simulate. Second to last pick of the 6th round. All right, but yeah, we'll let the CPU handle it. Draft recap. I mean, we got some players, I guess. That's all I can say about him. How good was this draft? Not good. So, all right. Works to our benefit, I guess. So this is the team. We've kicked Skoronski out to play left tackle for us, and we're starting a not-so-good guard. I moved JOK inside. We're starting a not-so-great right outside linebacker. Yeah, I don't know. I thought last year we were going to have a really good chance. Maybe as good of a chance as we would have, but our quarterback is developing. That was just a rookie season. Maybe 2027 is going to be different, and I hope that it will be. We're up to a 97 overall team, though. It feels like this would be the year. It really does. This team is exceptional. We continue to develop. Brian Dillon's going to be up to an 88 overall. It's just, I'm so worried about what happened last season. Don't want that to happen again. And we are 6-0 at the midseason mark. Offense is number 2, defense is number 1. And we have a breakout quarterback challenge against the 1-5 Bears. That seems doable. Okay, I mean, we're not even halfway there is the problem. This is an early bye week. It's not to say that it can't be done, but it's still going to be a major challenge. We need a lot of luck. We've had a couple really close games in here, including a 2020, or it should be a 2020. No, say the word 22, please. A 2022? No. 2020. I've done it again. 22-21. Oh my goodness. I'm having a stroke. Anyway, just squeak that one out is what I'm trying to say. And we'll see if we can beat the Bears. The Bears I feel better about. We have a 98 overall team. And we're 7-0. Tell me we've completed the breakout. Tell me we have a superstar X Factor quarterback now. Yes. That seems good. He's our X Factor, and he got X Factor. Huge from Brian Dillon. I am going to jump in here against the 4-4 Niners. We're probably better off just not even doing it at all. Against a really good team, I just want to see how it will go. So I'm going to sim it in Super Sim mode. Hopefully we don't have to do anything. And we could just watch this team cruise to another win, 8-0. That would be nice. But it's no guarantee that that's what's going to happen. And our chances are probably worse in Super Sim. But we finally taken the lead 14-10 as we go into the third quarter. Now 21-10, 28-10. I need more. 31-10, 38-10, 45-10. All right, we pulled away. All right, that was didn't even end up being close. So when I show you the schedule, as Brian Dillon throws for 429 and 4 touchdowns, when I show you the schedule at the end of the season, hopefully we go undefeated. There won't be any force wins, except for it says home for the bye week, and we'll say played 1, I assume, for going in and playing the 49ers. But we didn't do anything. We just watched, and we won. Okay, it's the 5-4 Rams. Can I feel good about just simulating this one? For some reason, I don't. There's still a lot of season to go, but I'm just starting to get a bit nervous. I feel like the Rams is a team we can pick against here and just simulate the week. And we are 9-0. I don't know why I'm getting, like, afraid. But we are 9-0. And, I mean, this second part of the season's gone better. The games are less close. We're scoring over 40. That's what we need to keep doing. Browns, Rams again, Seahawks, Niners again. The Cowboys and Jags, and even the Falcons. This 4-game stretch I'm a little bit concerned about. I think we should be good up until then, though. Brian Dillon's going to be up to a true 91 overall. Yeah, I believe so. And I think, honestly, doing some of these little missions could boost morale and, obviously, like, attributes of these players. So I think this is going to make us play even better. So hopefully we just don't allow any sacks against the Browns and Myles Garrett, and we do enough to win the game. That's what we need. 10-0. We defeat the Cleveland Browns. We're on a roll right now. 38-16. Oh, and we didn't allow a sack. So that's got to be a huge morale boost. 10,000 XP for the entire offensive line. I actually would have preferred morale boost rather than long-term development. But that left guard, for example, is the real weak point on that line right now. So, like, getting him playing at a way higher level would be really good for us. This should be 11-0 against the Rams. It really should be. And it is. I'm just so afraid that we're going to see, you know, 10-1, 11-1. Breece Hall's a true 99 overall. Like, we're dominating teams. I'm just worried that all it takes is one simulation and things are going to go bad. The Seahawks are kind of a little bit better than I expected. They're an 87 overall. This is our team. We are 11-0. Our left guard's a weak point. We are getting a morale boost. So Brian Dillon's playing up to a 95. Our receivers are sick. Justin Jefferson can't even be upgraded anymore. Trey McBride's playing up to a 94. Morale's huge. Our right outside linebacker is really bad, but we can't do anything about it. DBs are great. We can't do anything. We just got to stay the course. Hope we win. Don't be a hero, Seahawks. Just go down. Stay down. Don't cause a scene. We're up 14-7, 21-7. Seahawks trying to fight back in it, but we get a defensive stand and a touchdown on the back of that. This is going to be the game, and we still don't let the Seahawks score. Let's go. All right. 35-7. Big win. It looked close for a minute, but it didn't end that way. Shane Albertson, Seahawks new QB. 12-0. Upgrade for Tyson Campbell. We'll do zone. Make him a little bit more well-rounded. Now, we crushed the 49ers last time. I'm still going to go into Super Sim. I'm not going to let them run away with it. They're still a really good team. I know they're 5-7. I'm not buying it. Just do what we did last time. Now, we went down early. That's fine. That happened last time as well. We still got the win. We're up 14-7 now. This should be 21, and it is. 21-7. 49ers have made it a touchdown game. 28-14 now. 28-21. We didn't score. Oh, we got a field goal. Okay. 31-21. The Niners just scored way too quickly. But we got the onside kick, and that's got to be the game. It's not going to be. No, it is. 47 seconds left on 4th and 13, and the game just ended on one play. I don't get that, but I'm not complaining. Another win for the Cardinals. Brian Dillon continues to play really well. Although Brock Purdy may have outplayed him in this game. More yardage, higher completion percentage. Those things don't really mean he played better, but in a vacuum, we can only see those stats. All right, you might put him ahead. Brian Dillon's going to go up to a 92 overall. Landon Dickerson's going to go up to a true 91, but playing up to a 93. It's just easier to say that, so I'm going to. So Brian Dillon right now is going to be playing up to whatever we want, really. Let's just go field general. He's going to be playing up to a 97. Accuracy keeps moving up. Throw power even got adjusted. Play action still low. It never gets touched. And the 6 and 7 Falcons, why am I worried about them? Well, they just simulate well. They just do. And I don't want to risk it. I'm going to jump in for this one too. We haven't had to play at all. I know people are already going to complain because I'm super simming for some reason, even though there's no reason, dude. Hey, stop looking to complain about everything. Just relax. We're having a good time here, okay? We're trying to go undefeated. I'm trying to get it done. 84 overall Falcons. They have a superstar X Factor tight end. Can you imagine the Falcons having Kyle Pitts and then drafting another good tight end? Oh, what a crazy idea that would be. Any Falcons franchise watchers? I'll rant about that in the next Falcons franchise episode. Don't worry. Don't you worry about that. If you watch that series, which if you don't, I'd recommend it if you like gameplay. Not good gameplay, but it is gameplay, I guess. We're down early. And then we take the lead. 10-3. Not a lot of offense so far, but we're hoping to change that. 17-3 now. Falcons get another field goal, but they can't really score on our defense. It's 31-6, and it's going to end up being the game. Falcons, try as they might, cannot make it close. 38-9. Did they get another one? Yes. 38-9 is your final. 376 and 4 tutties for Brian Dillon. Outplaying the Falcons QB, Kenny Pickett. 14-0. This Cowboys team, they're 12-2. Yeah, I don't feel good about these guys. Gil Brackett could go up to X Factor, though. He's going to let the Cowboys know who the premier defensive lineman is. Well, this is just a game I'm concerned about. If you thought I would jump in to see what the Falcons were capable of, at this point, when we are 3 wins away from completing an undefeated regular season, I am not going to take any chances. I will jump in if I have to. They're an 88 overall. Cardinals, Cowboys, 2 combined losses and 26 combined wins for these 2 teams. Cowboys, of course, holding the losses for us because they suck. We've actually started with a lead here. It's mainly not been the case so far. We've started out by going down early in games, but it's 17-7 right now. We've played very well, 24-7. Cowboys are trying to make it close. We still have a 2 touchdown lead, make that even more. 30-20. And 30-20 is your final. That might be the toughest game of the season. Cowboys made that close, and they were very good. Brian Dillon didn't play that well, and Dak Prescott played really well, at least in terms of accumulating stats there, but it wasn't enough. Oh, and Gil Brackett's going to be a superstar X Factor. That bodes well for us. I mean, it's not really going to make a huge difference, I wouldn't expect, but it is nice. We're a 99 overall everything. I know I've done some unrealistic moves to get to this point, but we are a 99 overall everything. Brian Dillon, as you know, is up to Superstar X Factor now. Probably wouldn't be the worst idea to get his X Factor activated over Trey McBride. So let's do that. Yeah, Gil Brackett's looking good. He's looking very good. We're going to take Wrecking Ball off of him. We might actually activate that just because I think the idea of having 2 unbelievable, unstoppable force edge rushers could be really, really nice for us. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen. And we're doing all of this with just a terrible right outside linebacker. Here's the thing, though, is he's not a sub linebacker for us. So I guess if there was one position where we don't really need an absolute stud, it would be one of the linebacker spots. Defensive line is amazing. Receiving core is amazing. Left guard could be better, but the rest is exceptional. 15-0. They're 9-6, but they're rated pretty well, and we do have to face Trevor Lawrence. We almost traded for him, and now we have to face him. He's trying to end our perfect season. Jags trying to sneak into the playoffs here. We're going to jump in, obviously. And then week 18 is always weird, and we're going to want to jump into C17-0 anyway, if that's the case. But we can't look ahead. Jags brought in Amari Cooper. We got to focus on this game. Got to beat the Jags for 16-0. Jags out to an early 3-0 lead, but we answer with a touchdown, 7-3. 14-3 now, and 21-3 We are crushing the Jags. 28-3. No Bird team has ever blown a lead that big, right? I don't think so. Wait. Falcons. Yes, I know. I know it ruins it if I say that, but you would be amazed about how many people wouldn't recognize that's a joke. They'd be like, oh, what, are you not a football fan? You've never seen Falcons-Patriots before? Yeah, no shit, dude. Anyway. Yeah, I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe. If you're a regular person watching these videos, you would not believe how stupid some people can be. It's like, it makes me worried about the future of our, not only the country, but our world. Anyway, we're 16-0. And we'll face the Lions with everything on the line. And they're cold, too. But they are an 88 overall. Can we... I don't want to light a fire under them. We're just going to jump in. We're a 99 overall. We haven't had to play a snap yet. Haven't had to play a snap. Let's continue that trend. Let's get a win. 17-0. Our main goal on the line. Of course, I'm not going to end the video if we win here. I'm going to try to win a Super Bowl. Or the Super Bowl this season. But this is it. 17-0 on the line. Can the Lions knock us off? Well, they're out to an early 3-0 lead. Now 10-0. Oh, no. 17-0. Oh, this is devastating. We are getting blown out. It's 24-14 now. Our offense is waking up a bit. And we are back on offense. Okay. It's the third quarter. Now we need to play. We are down 10. Now we need to play. Where are we going with the football? Finding Weston. Who are you? Maybe this is why we're losing. Where are my actual good players? Try a run here. All right, we're going to stay hurry up, though. I want to keep them in this defense. Look at where Aiden Hutchinson's... Actually, that might be Jack Campbell. He was wearing a number in the 40s. It's my bad. Give us a block. 3rd and 1. Can we go hurry up again? I want to score before the end of the third quarter. They're saying he stepped out of bounds. Okay. Aiden Hutchinson's 97, playing over the left guard. We're going to run the ball away from him. And there's Breece Hall. That is a first down. He looks or feels so slow. We might want to pass. I don't actually know what this play is. That could be a mistake. But it's not. Breece Hall's open. Make somebody miss. He makes 2 miss. And that's a great way to end the third quarter. Still down by 10. I mean, the Lions came to play. I think a touchdown would get us some momentum back, and that's going to be pretty important right now. Man, Jack Campbell ran with that way too well. He's a great athlete, though. I'm not saying it's broken or anything. I'm just frustrated by it. We go back to Trey McBride. He's got a bit more space this time, and a better result. It's a touchdown. We needed it. We needed it so badly. Trey McBride has put us back within a field goal, and now we have to play some defense. Make a stop. They're moving down the field. It's 3rd and 7. I'm not going to say 17-0 on the line here, but it is a big play. It's a really huge down in distance. Just check down. He's under pressure. And we're going to get the football back. We're actually going to go chew clock here. We got 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go 80 yards. Touchdown completes our perfect season. Maybe chew clock is actually not the best idea. They allowed 54 yards on the ground today. What a joke, dude. Wide open. Great throw. And Walls with the catch. First down, Arizona. We needed that desperately. That's a good run. There's Breece Hall. He looks big, dude. I don't think of Breece Hall as like a huge running back. He looks like Brandon Jacobs out there. And not that he's small by any means, but he looks like 6'3", 250 pounds. Maybe that's just me. All right, that pretty much should be tie game. Check down to Hall. I never looked at anything else. There's a 2-minute warning. Again, we can tie it right now, provided I can make a nice kick. I don't really want to go to overtime. I know we have momentum right now, at least in the fact that we've kind of dominated the second half, even though they got the first half. Just I don't want to risk anything. I want to win it here in regulation. Stepping up with Dylan. All right, there's a slide. 3rd and 4. We still have all 3 timeouts. but we need to move the chains here on 3rd and short. They're showing double A gap pressure. We're going to run the ball at it. Blocks are good. Hall breaks a tackle. Looking to go through the safety. Big first down. He's up over 50 yards rushing with a long one. And we are 1st and 10 from the 13. Still have not used any of our timeouts. I don't know that we're going to. And we're continuing to just eat with mesh. 40 seconds. All right, we're down at 27 seconds. We're going to run the ball again. Look how many down linemen they have. Like none. Brees Hall down at the 1. I see the clock ticking down. We're going to call a timeout probably with 10 seconds. There's timeout number 1. We're lining up for QB sneak. We should go tush push here. But we're not going to do that. We are stopped. There's timeout number 2. How dicey is this going to get if we don't get in here? We're stopped on the 1 again. We're going to call a timeout. This is unbelievable. 3rd and goal. We're trying to spread them out. They're still going heavy here. I was going to just go to inside zone. Now I don't know if I want to do that. This is insane. I mean, our perfect season's on the line. I don't think I can run the ball here. We're out of timeouts. I don't feel good enough about it. I don't really know if I like this call. I mean, I'm liking the idea of throwing to Trey McBride quickly. And we're nearly sacked. I mean, oh my God. It's going to be 4th and goal. All right, we're spreading them out. And then we're going inside zone. 4th and goal from the 1. Brees Hall up the middle. Touchdown. Yes. Cardinals go on top with just 3 seconds to play. We're going to go up by 4 points as well. So the Lions will need a touchdown. And here is potentially the final play. Perfect season on the line. No opportunity for a return. We're going squib kick. Just got to make a tackle. 17-0 is 1 tackle away. It's a really good kick, too. They have to return it. There's 1 second. Make a tackle. That's it. Perfect season for the Cardinals. 17-0. Still want to do well in the playoffs, but our goal, thankfully, has been met. I wish there was more of a celebration for going 17-0. I don't even think they've thought of that over at EA. But huge win. 28-24 is your final. And they did not make it easy. I don't know that we had the lead until 3 seconds left in the game for the first time. And it looks so good. 17-0. Love to see it. And there were some close games in here. Not a ton of blowouts, and if this Ravens game went any different, that would have been devastating. 22-21, slight victory, and you can see it says 1 played for all the games that we jumped in there. Didn't resim it at any point, so you saw it happen, and we needed a huge comeback to beat the Lions and save our perfect season, but we did it. 17-0. And we'll play the Commanders in the first round of the playoffs, our divisional, I suppose. Brian Dillon will keep doing field general. He's up to a 99 overall. True overall is a 94, but playing up to a 99 overall is really, really nice. And I'll show you the stats as well. I want to see how well we did. Brian Dillon passed for over 5,000 yards, led the NFL in passing yards, touchdowns, and passer rating. Just 4 interceptions to go alongside 41 touchdowns. Brees Hall had 29 on the ground. That ties an NFL record. I think LaDainian Tomlinson had 29, and then yeah, that beat Sean Alexander's 28. Let's find out. Rushing touchdowns. Oh, LaDainian Tomlinson had 28. Sean Alexander and Hookem Priest Holmes had 27. So this is a new NFL record. I thought it was 29. It's 28 from LaDainian Tomlinson. So that is a tremendous achievement on top of the 17-0 undefeated regular season. You'd expect this team's going to win a Super Bowl too, but no guarantee, I guess. Justin Jefferson, great year. Really led us all the way. And then defensively, look at this. 27.5 sacks for Josh Allen. Gil Brackett put up 18.5. Jeffrey Simmons, 14.5. Dexter Lawrence didn't really even do much. Didn't have to. Everyone else was just wrapping up. We had 10 players with double-digit tackles for loss, including Dexter Lawrence with 15. How funny would it be if we just got eliminated in the divisional after going 17-0? It doesn't happen, thankfully. It wouldn't have been that funny. I would have been annoyed. But I rolled the dice. Now that we got 17-0, I wasn't willing to roll the dice to go 16-1. Conference championship. I mean, we're not losing to the 84 overall Panthers, right? I mean, we can't. We can't. We did. No, it is kind of funny. I was right the first time. It is funny. Unbelievable. 17-0, and we don't even make the Super Bowl. The 10-7, 84 overall Panthers knock us out. And if any David versus Goliath example, this might be the most apparent. 22-21, we lose. Playbooks are super important, and the Panthers just have a good one. Yeah, I don't really know how we lost this one. Our numbers are all way better. We just didn't win. I mean, pretty incredible to go not 17-0, but 18-0, and then not even make the Super Bowl. What a fun end to the video. But that's going to do it. We completed our goal and did not win the Super Bowl. That is unbelievable. See you in the next one. Take it easy.